Alright. It is 10 minutes till 8 in the morning on my day off. I've never actually started a brew day before noon, I don't think, so. I got the in-laws in town, so we gotta probably do dinner with them tonight, so I gotta start them early. But we're gonna need like 9 gallons of strike water for this grain bill. So we're at 3 gallons and slowly filling up. Groundwater temp looks to be about 70 degrees. So, alright. I'm gonna turn the flame on now, get this thing warmed up, start crushing grains, which you guys have seen before. I'm gonna try to keep this brew day video pretty short. I've got a ton of hops going in, so I'll show you guys that part because that's kind of cool. But alright guys, I'm gonna get going. Just got done mashing in, or just started mashing in, I should say. It's 9:20 a.m. in the morning. Took quite a long time to heat up 9 gallons of water to strike temp, which I always kind of forget about. But that is a 12.5 gallon cooler with 9 gallons of water in it and 30.5 pounds of grain. So it's pretty maxed out, so I could get another couple pounds in there, but so for mental reference for myself, 31 pounds of grain is going to be the max. I got 30 and a half in there right now. Alright. Look at this monster cat my wife has. Look how big this thing is. Yeah, you're huge. Anyways. That right there is about 18 ounces of hops, or 17 and a half. So just over a pound. Here's the 1.8 ounces of Centennial. For the first wort hopping. Alright, ran into a little bit of a hiccup. My boil kettle here, I'll show you something. So, my wort is up here and I'll tell you why. So that's what that flame is looking like. Nice healthy flame. And I'll show you what happens when I try to turn this side on. Oh shit. It's not getting the proper oxygen. So I had cleaned out this this burner right there, but I didn't take it apart, separate it, and really clean it out. So that was kind of my bad. I basically just took it inside the sink and sprayed some grill degreaser stuff inside of it and took all the stuff off. But yeah, basically, so now what I'm doing is I'm sparging from my mash tun into this kettle and bringing it up and putting it into my boil pot, which I've now put up here. And my hot liquor tank is now here. It does have, say, 5 gallons of, well, it was at 165 or so, but probably has cooled down. So what I'm gonna have to do is bring my mash tun down, batch sparge into that, bring the mash tun back up, and then drain off into this like 2 gallon pot I have right here. I'm actually at the end of my first sparge. I can turn this off. So at any rate, there's always something. I was actually really lucky that I only had like 3 gallons in here when I found out my flame wasn't working. So when I was draining off, I figured out that my flame wasn't cutting it at all. It wasn't going to boil anything. So luckily it wasn't too heavy for me to lift up here. I would have probably, if it was just a 5 gallon batch, I'd probably just drain it all in there, lift it up just for the boil. But since I'm doing 10 gallons, or I'm going to have like 12 gallons of liquid in there, so there's no way. But anyways, a little creative brewing, but it shouldn't really affect the taste of the beer, so it's all good. Okay, I do have the coconut toasted. I'm thinking about, you can tell it's browned here on the edges. I did it at that. Ooh, shoot, that one scorched right there. I think that's just residual whatever was on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and call that good. Looks toasty to me. And I've only got like 15 more or 10 minutes left on the boil anyway, so timing was perfect. Alright. Okay, finally finished with this brew day. This thing took forever. It's 3 o'clock. I started at 8. It's just a long brew day with this. 10 gallons just takes another hour and a half. Just heating water and getting to a boil just takes longer, and then this whole fiasco. But we're getting there. I got the Wort chiller going. I don't know what it's coming out at. I can't really tell. It's okay, hopefully you guys can see that. We're right at 17 bricks, which is 1069, 1070. Okay, it's been about 36 hours since I've aerated and pitched yeast. This is the clean fermentation, which it's looking fine. It's getting kind of to the top there, but let's hope it doesn't blow off. But here's the Brett one, which you can obviously cannot see anything. But geez, you can't see it. It's basically, hold on. There we go. Has not really done much. No, I've kind of swirled it around a few times. I'm feeling all that Brett is on the bottom. Kind of concerned now that it's 36 hours and it's not really doing anything visibly. So we'll have to check and see. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. We'll just see how it goes. So, alright, that's the fermentation so far. I am fermenting the Brett version at somewhere around 70 degrees, whatever 22C is, I don't know. And then the little cheater. And then the regular one I'm fermenting around 19 degrees or C or 66.5, 67 degrees. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll show it again in another 24 hours. Hopefully that Brett starts going. Alright, so it's been, I pitched both these yeasts Thursday night. It is now Monday morning. This is just the regular ale yeast, and it's actually kind of slowing down a little bit. It smells really great though. But and that's not the sour. I'd use that for a sour, but I boiled this thing to cure it. But this is the Brett, and it finally is forming. It's finally kicking up today. So we will see how this one kind of goes. Alright, it's Wednesday, so I brewed this last Thursday. So this thing is still basically just been doing this for an entire week, which I thought San Diego super yeast was supposed to be faster acting. But heck, I don't know, maybe it is faster than Cal-El, but it is sure still going. This is all just residual. It almost blew off. I mean, it came right up to the top, but yeah, so that one's going pretty good. And here's the Brett version again. This is almost a week later. It took literally 4 days before it really started kind of going. So it's quasi slowing down a little bit. I've actually raised the temp up a little bit. I'm not gonna do any more videos on the fermentation part of it, but yeah, so I guess I will let this go for probably, I did a little bit more research on the Brett, and the lag time is pretty standard, I think. It just takes a long time for Brett to replicate itself, you know. So you would do a starter for 7 or 8 days before, you know, or an ale you could do 24 hours. So you can kind of see that the Brett is just kind of a slow grower. That's what she said. So, anyways, how was I going to go with that? So yeah, I'm going to keep them both in the same schedule. So even if the ale has fermented or is finished fermenting, I'm going to keep it at the schedule that Brett needs to go for. So I'm going to start doing some gravity checks here. Probably let it go for another week. I'm not too worried about it. So it's probably going to take me at least a month before I even keg it up. So all right, we'll see you guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.